Today we are going to be making Pinecone Evergreens. Please make sure you build in time for drying for the paint and glue. In your supply kit you'll find a star-shaped paper clip, a pine cone, we bought ours from the store, a terracotta pot, it's about 1 inch across, a sponge brush, a fine detail paintbrush, green acrylic paint, tacky glue, white acrylic paint, artificial snow, and you want to provide a paper plate and wax paper and make sure you're wearing old clothes you don't mind getting dirty. Please make sure your table is protected and that you're wearing old clothes before you start. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to paint the pine cone to look like a tree. So we're going to hit those little spines and then get inside a little bit too. If you think about a real tree, you have the green and then you have the brown of the branches. You can either use your paintbrush or your sponge brush. It's whatever makes you more comfortable. I'm going to choose to use the paintbrush. First, you're going to want to stir the paint, make sure it's nice and mixed. Then just dab off the excess on the edge of the cup. Pick a spot on the pine cone and start painting the ends of the little spines. You want to cover them well. You'll also want to get about halfway down on the inside of them on the top and just pull up just to kind of get that look where you still have the branches but you also have the green. You're going to want to cover the entire pine cone with the green paint, so keep going. Once you're done painting, set down your pine cone on the paper plate or wax paper to dry. Should take about 15 to 30 minutes because it's such a thin coat of paint. In that time, we'll work on our pot, so wash your hands and your brushes. It's time to start painting our pot. So we're going to do it in 2 stages. The first one is that we're going to paint the bottom side all the way around. Let it set. Then we're going to do this top part. Let it sit. So you'll want to stir your paint again. Make sure you've covered your area that you're going to be painting on. And you're just going to move the brush in small, even strokes all the way around the pot. Continue going until you get all the way around the pot and do the bottom as well. You set it down like that to dry. While our pot is drying here, we're going to start doing the snow for our pine cone. So let's first clear our area off. So you're going to need your paintbrush, your glue, and your fake paper snow. So first you're going to take some of the glue and get it on your paintbrush. You're just going to be painting the tops of the branches right where snow would rest. Just dab a little bit of glue there. It doesn't have to be a lot. You'll set your paintbrush down. There are 2 ways you can do the snow. You can either sprinkle it, or you can place the little pieces of snow individually. Just whatever you find more comfortable. Every once in a while you'll want to shake it out just to make sure all the pieces are secure. You wouldn't want to put everything away next year and there are little pieces of snow everywhere. You're going to do the entire pine cone with this snow. Now it's time to paint the rest of our pot. So you'll put a little paint on your paintbrush. I accidentally put a little too much paint on my paintbrush. Just smooth that out. You're going to paint the rim of the pot, and then once it's all complete, we'll let it sit for about 15 to 30 minutes to dry before we assemble the rest of our tree. Once the pot is dry, you're going to take your pine cone, We're going to take the pot, we're going to glue them together. We're going to be putting our glue on the inside rim of the pot. You're going to take your paintbrush, and then you're going to take your glue. You're going to glob a bunch of glue onto the paintbrush. You're just going to try to get the very top of the inside rim of the pot with the glue, and then on top of the pot as well. While we were doing thin amounts of glue earlier, it's okay if it's a little thick this time so it'll hold better. Now, you'll want to use most of the glue and reserve a little bit for the star. Once you're done, you're going to take the pot, you're going to take the cone, and you're going to press them together. You'll want to apply some pressure so the glue sticks, gets a nice hold on it. And then once you're done doing that, you're going to set it down, pot side down, and wait about 24 hours for the glue to take. Now it's time to take and put the star on top of the tree. You're going to want to unbend part of the star. You're going to find the pointy end of it. You're just going to try to flatten it out. So grab it and just sort of push it up. Alright, see how I did that? Now you're going to want to straighten it out some. And don't worry if it doesn't come all the way straight. It's going to kind of look like that now. And then we're going to take and stick that pointy end into the top of the pine cone. Make sure that it looks okay, and then what you can do is put a little glue it on, and you're all set.